Welcome to your mat today. I've chosen to use a block underneath my hips and I will use it throughout the practice, so if you have a block, please get it close by where you can reach it. And let's just sit cross-legged here to begin and let your eyes gently close. Let all the awareness come inside of your body, checking in with your muscles, your joints, your emotions, your energy. Breathe some life, some compassion, some softness into your body. Just settle in for a few moments of stillness.
The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you, me is here to create magic on earth. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you, me is here to create magic on earth.
Start to circle out your shoulders now, lift them up towards your ears, settle them back, and press them down. Do that again. Notice if the shoulders feel tight, just help them soften through movement here. If you can, let your fingertips come down to touch the floor beside you. You can softly open the eyes. Let your arms float up over your head as you breathe in. Nice reaching, lifting, gaze. Exhale, float back
Let the
down.
water wash away your tears.
And again.
Let the fire burn away your fears. Let the wind blow into your life such faith and trust on. Let the earth
Hold at the bottom.
take care of
Lift up your heart, press your hands into the ground. Let your right arm rise up overhead, sweeping side bend.
power of now is here.
Come back through center,
The power of you
over to the other side.
is here to create
And back
magic
again.
on earth. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you.
Both hands once again to the earth. And then to the sky, inhaling. Twist your body to the left side now. And let yourself unwind. Both arms inhaling overhead. And twist over to the right.
Let the water wash away
Slowly
your
unwind.
tears.
Walk your hands forward in front.
Let the fire burn away.
Bow your head down.
Let the wind blow into your life such faith and trust on. Let the earth hold you, take care of you, nurture you.
Slowly walk those hands back in towards your body. Let's make our way into a table position, and please place your block, if you have one, at the top of your mat. Coming into table, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Start to move your spine here. Inhaling, your belly falls, your tailbone lifts, your chin lifts. Exhaling, push into the ground, round your spine, chin to the chest. Inhale, belly falls. Exhale, round your spine. And again, inhale. Exhale. come to a neutral spine. Walk your knees back a tiny little bit and place your right forearm across your mat here. Your left hand is going to extend forward. Lift your tailbone, rest your head down on that forearm, and see if you can press your heart towards the mat. Bring your left hand in, press yourself up. Take your left forearm across the mat. Your right arm is going to extend forward here. Lift your tailbone again, rest your head, and extend that right arm. Right hand comes in, press yourself up. Send both hands forward now, a little wider than your shoulders. Lift your tailbone, melt your heart. Rest your forehead. Lift your face, let your body come forward. Melt down onto your thighs, your hips, your belly, and your chest. Take your hands in closer to the sides of your ribs as you rest your forehead on the ground. Lift your shoulders away from the earth. Squeeze your elbows in. Press into the tops of your feet. Lift your head and your chest. Finding a little baby cobra. Continue to breathe. One more deep inhale. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, lift. This time look over your right shoulder. Equal pressure in your hands. On the exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale, lift and look over your left shoulder. Hug your elbows in, pressure in both hands. On an exhale, lower back down. Press onto your hands and your knees now, table. Curl your toes under. Press your hips back and then lift your knees. Lift your hips downward facing dog. Feel free here to pedal out those feet. Twisting and moving, finding release here in down dog. And then settling in, both heels towards the earth. Flatten out those hands, chin towards your throat. Soften your knees. Look ahead, walk or step ahead, top of the mat. Inhale for a half lift to lengthen your spine. Exhale, soften and release. Sweep your arms overhead, press your feet into the earth. Exhale, hands to your heart. From the heart we rise. Exhale, fold, lead with the heart. Half lift to lengthen your spine. Soften those knees, take your right foot all the way to the back of the mat. Let your knee come down to rest, let your arms sweep forward and up. Interlace your fingertips at the top and place your hands behind your head. Start to pull your elbows back, press your head into your hands, and lift the center of your rib cage. Breathe. Slowly release your hands, keep your body the same, just let them drift down to the sides of your legs. And then inhale, reach them up again. Lean back just a little further. Exhale, reach forward. Plant those hands. Curl the back toe under, lift the back knee. Find the length in your lunge. Plant your right hand underneath your shoulder. Raise your left hand up. Twist out this lunge. Slide the hand back down to frame your foot. Step back to plank. Let the knees settle down to the earth. Uncurl the toes, push your hips back just a little to lift your tailbone high. Let your hands come forward. Shoulder distance or a little bit wider. Drop your chest. Drop your forehead. Lift your face. Let your body come forward. Melt down. Thighs, hips, belly, and chest. Arms are parallel now. We're in a Sphinx position with the arms. So just go ahead and lift up through the chest. Drop down through the shoulders. Pull the center of the chest forward by drawing the elbows back on your mat. Connect the front of your pelvis down. Lengthen the back of your neck. And breathe. Next exhale, start to slide the hands back towards the sides of the ribs. Rest your head. Press into table position. Belly to thighs, curl your toes under, lift your pelvis, downward facing up. Try to lengthen the inner line of your legs right down into those inner heels. Press into your inner palms. Soften your knees. Look ahead, walk or step ahead, top of the mat. As you breathe in, half lift. As you breathe out, let it go. Sweep those arms, let them rise. Come back to your heart. Draw the heart to meet your thumbs. And then from the heart we rise. Inhale. Exhale, open up, fold, leading with your heart, belly to the thighs, head falls. Inhale to half lift and lengthen. Exhale to soften, take your left foot all the way to the back of the mat. Uncurl the toes, sweep the arms up and over the head here. Interlace the fingers, perhaps place the other finger on top this time. Hands go behind your head. Pull back on those elbows. Lift up the rib cage. Lean the head into the hands. Descend the tailbone. Draw your left hip slightly forward. Slowly release the hands. Keep everything the same. Just relax the shoulders. Let them fall. And then inhale. Sweep them up again. Lean back just a little further. And then take those hands down to frame the front foot. Curl the toes under, lift the knee. Extend, powerful back leg, lift your heart. Left hand is planted on the mat, right hand rises. Frame your foot. Step back to plank. You can always lower the knees in plank or lower the whole body, nice and strong, to the earth. Point your toes, raise your heart now, pressing up just a little higher. Curl the toes, downward facing dog. Let your right leg rise up nice and high. As you exhale, step forward where your right hand is. Let your arms rise up overhead. As you exhale, bend deeply into that leg. Inhale, sweep those arms a little further back. Exhale, hinge forward with control. Take your left hand underneath your shoulder. Let your right hand open up now, twisting your chest towards your thigh. Make sure your left hand is under your shoulder. Start to heel toe your right foot so it's more in front of your hips here. And then lift your bottom hip a little higher. As you exhale, drop the hips to just hover from the floor. And then as you inhale, let them rise. Reach over your head. Exhale, hover. Inhale, lift and reach. Exhale. Inhale, lift and reach. Look down and place your right hand back underneath your shoulder. Pivot and come back to down dog. As you inhale, come forward into plank position. Scoop your belly in. Lower your body to the earth. Lift your heart. Downward dog. Breathe. Let your left leg rise up nice and high. As you exhale, step it where your left hand is. Keep the right heel off the ground as you lift your arms up overhead. And then exhale, bend a little deeper into that leg. Look up and inhale, come back a little further. Exhale, hinge forward, belly strong. Place your right hand down underneath your shoulder. Let your left one now open up again to twist the lunge.
Imagine there's no heaven.
Start to heel toe your left foot in front of your hips. Turning onto the baby toe edge of your right foot. Drop your pelvis towards the earth.
No
And then inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale.
above us is
Inhale, lift your bottom hip, reach over your head. Exhale.
Imagine all the people.
Inhale, lift and lengthen. Look down to the mat.
Live
Take your left hand under your shoulder. Pivot on the toe base. Come back, down dog.
You may say that I'm a dreamer,
Let your knees come down to the earth.
but I'm
Lift your
not
tailbone
the
high.
only one.
Walk your hands further forward, shoulder distance apart. Lift your tailbone,
I
drop
hope
your
someday
heart.
You'll join us.
Either rest your chin or your forehead down on your mat.
We'll live as one. Imagine there's no country.
Lift your face. Let your body come forward, melting down.
It isn't
Thighs,
hard
hips,
to
and
do.
belly. Your arms are shoulder distance apart, maybe just a little bit wider here. You're going to press into the forearms to lift your heart. Check in with how your low back feels. Engage your legs. If it feels okay, start to press into your hands. Raise your elbows, raise your forearms. Push your hands forward. Lift your gaze just a little. Shoulders down, belly in. Big breath.
And you may say that I'm a dreamer.
Exhale, slowly lower down. Forehead to the earth, hands to the sides of your chest. Come back to table position. Curl your toes. Begin to draw the belly back, the hips back, and then lift the pelvis. Downward facing dog.
And the world will live as one.
Bring your toes together, center line of the mat for me. Lift your right leg up nice and high. As you exhale, place it forward where your right hand is. Let the heel come down on your left leg. Let your arms circle up all the way to Exalted Warrior. Bend into that front knee. Make sure it's pointing towards your baby toe. And push strongly into the back outer edge, baby toe edge of your left foot.
Imagine all the people.
Slowly rise, arms straight, legs straight. And then hinge from the front hip, reach across. Fingers to the shin, other fingers to the sky. Drop your rib cage, send your hips a little further back, lengthen your spine.
But I'm not the only one.
Let the eyes come down to look at your mat. Soften into your front knee, take your left hand down, pivot on your left toes. Step back, down dog.
And the world will live as one.
Let your left leg rise nice and high. As you exhale, step it forward where your left hand is, right heel comes to the ground. Circle those arms all the way up now to exalt your warrior. Bend into the front leg, lift your back inner ankle. and firm your thigh. Arms to shoulder height, legs straight. Hinge from your front hip, reach straight across. Fingertips to the shin, other fingertips to the ceiling. Open up your chest. This time we're going to let the arms rise again. Come back to standing tall. Turn your toes to face the same direction. And then pull your heels in just a little bit. Start to bend really deeply into your left leg. Bring your right arm across in front. And then we're going to go straight through the center. Sway the arms over. And back. And back. One more time to each side. Come to center now, both legs bent. Let your fingertips come to the earth. Press your heels out to meet with your baby toes and lift your pelvis as you straighten your legs. Drop your head.
You've got the answers inside yourself. Feel the rhythm of life itself. Surrender to
Try to pull your shoulders towards your hips here. Don't let them fall.
freedom heart.
Hug your elbows together.
Here is one letting go. All we need.
Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, let yourself rise all the way up. And then heel toe in, even closer together now. Come all the way to hip distance apart. Soften your knees. Inhale, release your hands down to your sides and then up overhead. As you exhale, soften the knees more, but send your pelvis back. Draw your belly in. Let your hands come down onto your thighs here. As you inhale, press your chest forward more. Lift your gaze. As you exhale, round your spine, chin to chest. Inhale, belly forward, chest forward, shoulders back. Exhale, round. One more, inhale. Exhale. Release your hands, let them rise up now, straighten your legs. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, release to your sides. Circle out your shoulders. We're going to step back to the top of the mat now. Please make sure your block is there, as we mentioned from before. Standing hip distance apart. Settle your shoulders down. Firm your thighs, anchor your feet, descend your tailbone. Feel the rib cage lifting, the belly toning, the shoulders separating and across the collarbones, drawing slightly back and together behind you. Back of your head in line with the back of your body. Big inhale lets the arms rise, sweeping up overhead. Exhale, hinge, bend your knees, fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, soften, step your right foot to the back of the mat. Let your heel come down, let your arms circle up, exalt your warrior. Straight arms, straight legs. Hinge from your pelvis. Let your top arm rise, bottom arm rest gently on your shin. Drop your rib cage, press your hips back. See if you can go maybe just a little lower. If your block is handy, here's a great place to place your block just on the outside of your ankle here and look at leaning back a little bit, but still anchoring strongly through those legs. And then just look down towards the earth. Take your top hand, place it on your hip. Soften into your front leg. Step your back leg in a little closer. Move your block ahead of you by about a foot or a foot and a half, or just place your fingertips on the floor and begin to rise your back leg. Stack your hips. Stack your shoulders. And if it's okay, raise your top arm. And then extend all the limbs. Push into the earth. Extend through the elevated arm and leg. Look back down to the earth. Soften into your front knee. Hand goes back to the hip. Let yourself lunge back. Fingers to the floor and pivot. Drop the back knee down. Let the arms rise up. Press into those legs now. Descend through your tailbone, leaning back. Let the arms float. Beautiful. Let those hands come back down again. We're going to pivot on that back right knee. And then let the arms rise up and open up to the side. Start to straighten your left leg. Right hand to the earth, left hand overhead now. See if you can turn your chest a little more to the ceiling. Maybe drop that hand a little further back. Just let it relax. And then sweep back up. We're going to pivot on that back knee again so that we're facing the front of the mat. Lift your toes, bow forward, half split. You can bend this soft knee, or this knee if you need to, but definitely soften the joint. And then return to the lunge position here. Bend into the left knee. Curl the right toe under. Soften into that right knee. Step forward, top of the mat. As you inhale, lift and lengthen. As you exhale, release. Sweep those arms overhead. Reach your heart and your thumbs together. From the heart, rise. Fold. Half lift. Soften, step your left foot all the way to the back of the mat. Let your heel fall down, let your arms rise up, exalt your warrior. Stay committed in that knee bend. Straight arms, straight legs, straight spine. Tilt the front hip to reach across and find your triangle pose here. Using your block if you like, just outside of your ankle. And leaning back a little into that hand. Drop your rib cage. Send your hips back. Your head is back in line with your shoulders. Eyes come down. Soften into the knee. Hand to the hip on the left side here. Take the back foot, hop it in a little. Take the block forward a little bit here, maybe 1.5 feet or so to the pinky toe edge of your foot. Start to press your hand into your block, lift your back leg. Push strongly into the earth with your right side of the body. Left side now becomes free. Open up across your belly, across your chest. You want to challenge the balance, you can look away from the earth. And then look back to the earth. Place your hand on your hip. Soften into your front knee. Lunge back again, fingertips to the floor, and pivot. Drop the back knee down. Raise the arms up overhead. Lean back as you press into those legs. And let the arms float, relax, and release down to your sides. Let the hands come back forward. Let your hips come back. Return to your lunge position. We're going to pivot on your left leg. Let your arms open up now to the side. The chest opens to the side of the mat. Start to straighten your right leg. And then lift up and over. Turn your chest towards the ceiling a little bit more. Let that arm relax. And then come back up and over. Pivot and return to that half split. soften into that front leg. Take it back to join the back leg, table position. Take your arms forward now all the way to the front of the mat. This time if you want to, let's grab onto the edges of your mat. Lift your tailbone really high, so walk your knees back far enough that you can feel the mat pulling forward with the grip of those hands. Drop your chest down. Rest your chin or your forehead on the mat. And soften between the shoulder blades. Allow yourself to slowly lift your face, float your body forward, melt down, thighs, hips, belly, and chest. Release the hold on your mat now, and just bring your right shoulder out in line, your right elbow out in line with your shoulder, so your arm is at 90 degrees here on the floor. Your left hand is going to go to push-up position beside your chest. You're going to bend your left leg. And we're going to slowly press into that hand to roll over onto the right hip. Rest your head, rest your legs. Just be gentle here. The positioning of the arm is going to increase the stretch across the shoulder, across the chest. If you want to, you're welcome to raise that left arm, maybe even drop behind your body. Take your fingertips down towards the floor. Feeling what feels best in your body and adjusting accordingly. For one more deep, deep breath here. Your left hand goes in front of your chest. And then we roll back onto the body, slowly releasing that stretch for the shoulder. Change the position of the arms now. So your left arm is going to go to a 90-degree bend at the elbow, elbow straight out from your shoulder. Right hand goes to the space beside your chest. We bend the right leg, and then we gently roll over, taking time and taking care here as you rest your head down. And adjusting the arm on the right here. If it feels like you need a little more, lift that arm. Bend the elbow, place it behind your back, palm facing away. See if you can get your fingertips to the earth. Slowly release the right hand back in front of the chest and roll back onto your back. From here, I just want you to press up and just allow yourself to roll over onto your back. So we're just transitioning right to the back body here. Bring your feet in nice and close to your body. Your hands are going to go down by your sides. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. See if you can touch your heels with your fingertips. Press into your feet. Press into your upper arms. Raise your pelvis off the ground. Make sure the neck is long. There's freedom for your throat. Draw the knees slightly together as you press your shins forward. Slowly exhale, one vertebra at a time, back down to the mat. Take a breath. And then rise again as you breathe in. This time, perhaps, you may choose to interlace your hands underneath your pelvis here. Walk your outer shoulders together. Press into your arms. Press into your legs. Rise those hips as you press into your big toe mounds. Breathe. nice big squeeze underneath the back of your thighs or on your shins. Hug in nice and tight and just roll gently from side to side. And then place the hands on the shins. Just draw those knees nice and far apart here. Place your right foot down at the edge of your mat. Your left hand is going to come to grab the outside edge of your foot. From here, just allow for that leg to lift so that your foot, your ankle is above your knee. And you're trying to bring your inner thigh down alongside of your outer waist. And then try to press your sacrum back flat on the ground. Let's bring your right foot back into alignment with your hip here. Take your left ankle, place it on top of your right thigh. Let your left arm open up to the side. And then we're going to take this left foot and move it over to the floor on the right side of the mat while it remains in that same position on your thigh. Try to push your knee towards the ceiling. Make sure the shoulders are anchored, the heart space is open. Breathe right into your belly. To center, legs to center. Release your foot back down to the earth. Heel toe your feet wide towards the edges of the mat. We're going to lift those feet again. Allow for the hands to just slide to the shins. Pull those thighs in towards your belly. Let your left foot come down to the ground. Take your right arm to the inside of your leg and grab onto the baby toe edge of your foot. Let that ankle come above your knee here as you pull your knee down to the outside of your armpit. And then try to flatten that sacrum down again. Keep the back of your hips connected to the mat. Keep your heart open. Toe your left foot in a little bit more so it's in line with your hip. Place your right ankle on your left thigh. Open up that knee. Take your right arm out to the side. Take a huge breath in. And as you exhale, bring this right foot over to the floor here on the left side. Try to open up the knee towards the ceiling. Look towards your right hand. Anchor those shoulders down. Eyes are going to come back to center. Legs are going to come back to center. Allow for your foot to come down to the ground. And reach your arms overhead as you extend your legs. Soften your knees. Roll over to your side. Press yourself up. We're just going to do a nice deep hip opener here. For some people, it will look like double pigeon or fire log pose, so that we will have a A 90-degree bend at one leg. Lean back, place the other leg on top so that the ankle lines up with your knee. And then we start to push the knee down towards the other ankle. Now my hips are a little tight, so there's a space in between the knee and the ankle here, but many of you will be able to get them together. And some of you are gonna look completely different. If this posture just does not work in your body, what you're gonna do is take the top leg and just place it in front into that cross-legged position and let the knees melt down a little more towards the earth. Just be where you feel some release in those hips, a little bit of challenge perhaps. Try to press into the hands to lengthen up your spine, lift up your chin, give your throat some space. Close your eyes. Where can you surrender? Where can you give up the hold? Where can you let go? Where can you encourage your body with compassion? Where can you move into a level of acceptance? Take 2 more really deep breaths here. Let the eyes gently open, let the legs uncross by just leaning back. We're going to switch the position of the legs now, so the other leg is going to be on the bottom. Use your hands to help get the legs into position here. Remember, you can always use a cross-legged position. You could always use support underneath if you want to. Leaning back to lift up your heart and lengthen your spine. If you're really open, you could fold forward here into the legs and increase the stretch in that way for yourself. Close your eyes, come inside. Move into the idea, into the acceptance of how your body feels and not what the posture looks like. There's no need to compare to someone else or even to yourself on a different day. We need to meet ourselves where we're at. Two more deep breaths. And then slowly let yourself rise. We're going to take your front top foot, move it a little bit off to the side. The bottom foot now is going to come to meet the sole of the top foot. So now the feet are side by side, soles together. Drop the knees down as you press your navel forward. Soften your shoulders, soften your elbows. And if it feels okay, let yourself start to bow in towards those legs. We're going to be hanging out here for a little while, so just allow your head to be heavy. You can support it with a block if you like. Notice where your mind goes. Notice your willingness to let go, to even be in a state of discomfort. Staying here for another 3 to 4 breaths. Let this be the last breath here, filling yourself up completely with a big inhale. Softening and let the last little bits of tension go here on the exhale. And then slowly rise. Draw those knees together. Extend your legs out in front. Take your fingertips just behind your hips here. Press into the fingertips to lift up the center of the heart as you pull your toes back. Try to hold on with a little support from the belly here as you let your arms rise and fold. Balancing out those hips here for one final release. Drop your shoulders. And as you slowly slide up again, bring yourself back into your cross-legged seat. Take your hands a little further back behind you again. Lift into the heart space. Lift your gaze. Maybe even drop the head back if that feels okay. Stretch out the throat. And then let the rib cage fall. Let the head come back into alignment. Tuck your belly in, roll back, using your hands for support. Take your arms out to your sides. Uncross your legs, keeping your thighs in the same direction here, so the legs are gonna go wide. You're gonna take up lots of space with your body here. Tuck those shoulders under so you can really extend out through the arms. Close your eyes. Feel a deep sense of surrender now. All the muscular release in your body, resulting in a sense of softness and ease. Discharging the energy that has created contraction in your body. Finding expansion here now in Shavasana. Just give yourself a few moments in stillness. So welcome just to remain here in your Shavasana for as long as you like. If you're ready, you can ease yourself up into sitting, taking the journey slowly, mindfully. arrive at sitting, just allow for your hands to come into your heart space. Maybe even rest them right on your heart today, feeling that connection to that part of you that is the center and the source of love and light and compassion. And let that be what guides you out into your day, into your week, until we are able to meet on our mats together once again. I thank you so much for being here and taking this time to take care of yourself. It's so important so that we can take care of each other. My heart bows to yours. Namaste.